I'm Jackie Cameron, and I own Jackie Cameron School of Food and Wine. Sure, my journey and how I got to this point, well, everything happened around the kitchen dining room table at home. It was a natural progression to go to chef school after school, then went to Johannesburg, then went to a restaurant, a hotel, Hartford House, and the game plan was that I was only meant to be there for 1 year. It ended up being nearly 12 years. And very soon in this process, I realized that my parents' home that is based in Hilton, why were they keeping this home? What was the reason for it? And I had fallen in love with, I went to Christina Martin's School of Food and Wine, and I really obviously learned a hell of a lot when I was there about food, but I loved her business mind. So when we started thinking about this house and what we were going to do, I realized that education was where I wanted to go with it. And that's when I started thinking, so I'd say it was about year 2 that I was at Hartford House that I started thinking about transforming our home into Jackie Cameron School of Food and Wine. Well, I think along the journey, presently that I have my school now, for me, it became so much more, waking up in the morning and making a beautiful plate of food was amazing. And obviously it brings pleasure to people that are sitting in the restaurant. But for me, it was waking up and seeing the growth and the development and the upliftment of my staff. People that in those days are giving away my age, but had like a 7, 8 education. We're now making beautiful souffle omelets. We're hand tempering chocolates. We're making, better than the top chefs in the country. That sort of started getting me excited about what we could do with training and teaching. It's lovely getting awards, and we've got lots of awards over the years. But for me now, being at my school, it's so much better because I'm in education. It's about getting my students winning those awards. It's now about my students winning the awards, and I can celebrate it. I find I can celebrate it so much easier with that it's my students that are winning these different awards, and when I think about what is one of the most fantastic kind of award celebrations is them going out into the world, that we 100% place students. So if they finish my course, 100% I'll find them a job placement, that they can really kind of pick and choose where in the world they want to go, or where in the country they want to go and cook at, which is really special. On awards, Carla Schultz, now she was my first batch of students. When you think about it, left Hartford 2014, 2015, I opened my school, and she graduated 2017, so it wasn't that long ago, and she's just been awarded top female chef in the country, rising star, the one to watch. Georg, he's overseas on super yachts, sailing around the world, earning way too much money. All these kind of stories are kind of, I feel, the awards that just keep on giving. So as I'm teaching and training, there's just so much more, because my students are just going out into the world and really just winning all these phenomenal things, and doing so extremely well, which makes me very, very excited. I think, motivation has to come from within, and when you looking at that, I think it's also very much so for me, it's my upbringing. So it's my parents. If I never ever want to disappoint my parents, they've kind of devoted their entire lives to us girls. They very much so have been a part. They lived in a building site for 10 years while we were getting the school to the point of opening. So I think and I was saying to my husband the other day, we don't wake up on a Monday and go, oh, we've got to work. We're going to work today. And that's the kind of family that I was brought up in. As a family, we were always excited to go to work. I really have never worked a day in my life, because I'm passionate. I love it to the point of being obsessive. And So, yeah, very much so motivated by my family, motivated by my students, motivated by my staff, my team. Now also to keep on point, because I've got a little baby girl that's watching every step that I take. Yeah, so it really is. I think for me, it's family. But also, I strongly believe that motivation has to come from within as well. You know, I have to get up early in the morning. You're going to have self-motivation as well. I think, yeah, like I mentioned, I'm a little bit strange. Challenges, problems, issues, anything negative, I get over. Anything negative, I get over extremely quickly. Like almost too quickly, like ridiculously too quickly, if you wanted to say. But I see every challenge as a learning curve. Like, what can you learn from it? So it doesn't matter how difficult something gets or is. It's what can I learn from it. So this has been thrown at me. I strongly believe it's been thrown at me because I can handle it. Now, what can I learn from it? How can I even have students that some of them are definitely a lot more difficult than others, and it really is about. I love the management aspect of it, managing each student completely differently to get the maximum out of each of those students. If I'm really honest, if I think the challenges when I first opened my school, I think, having a chef school and a lot of the TV programs that are out there and you have my blonde hair, makeup, earrings that I always have on. I think not all parents, some parents thought they were going to send their daughter to my school and it was going to be a quick copy and paste. And their daughter was going to be Jackie Cameron, where they've been with me for, I say 23 days or 23 minutes or 23 hours, 23 months versus I've been in the industry for 23 years. It was never going to happen. So I think very quickly people realized that my chef course, it's not a finishing school. It's a proper course. It's internationally, locally accredited. It's hardcore. It's intense. It's fantastic. It's fabulous. It's real. And there's really no gray area with me. I'm very old school. If you're 5 minutes late, you're late. That's how kitchens work. So it doesn't matter in what century, it doesn't matter in where or what age group, where you're living. That's, if somebody wants their chicken salad at a specific time, it has to be ready. Very much so black and white I am. And I think I've had students from the ages of 17 years old to 55. So it's from all areas of South Africa, the world, London. And it's a serious course. And it's more, I found that because we do an 18-month course and a 3-year course. The 18-month course, it is more mentally getting the students ready, mentally, for what's to come, because I never ever want, my parents have worked extremely hard for their money, I never want that money that they're putting into education to ever get wasted. So for me at my school, and that's what, there's so many diverse, the students are doing so many different things, because I want to say, this student might want to go into catering, this one might want to go and fine dining. This one might want to go to a super yacht. This one might want to do food photography. This one might only want to do wedding cakes. For me, I just want all my students that go through my course to stay with food, to really, and that's for me, it's to show them that there's so many different things to do. And not just with females and males. There's different like often people will think, oh, you're going to work 16, 18-hour days in a hot kitchen. Oh, I can't do that. That's not what food is about these days. Kitchens are becoming such nicer places, Back in the day, people became chefs because they couldn't do anything else. My students have A, B, some are ducks of schools. they're doing it because they want to do it, not because they have to do it. So there's a different caliber of person in the kitchen. So therefore, the standard is just, it's, like I say, very much so becoming a nicer place to be. Some of the restaurants even are giving their staff off. Yeah, when you're there, you work long hours, but you're getting 3 days off a week. There's not many professions that you get 3 days off a week. It's very much so about, but people have become so much more foodie. People are health conscious. We had a wine event at the school last night, and the winemaker was saying records around the world, people are drinking less alcohol. And I was like, wow, I haven't really thought about that. And they said very much people are a lot more healthier, more conscious. They want to know what's going into their food. They want to, and so it is just generally, people are very much so want to know more about food and be educated in it. Future goals. So I think I just need to be training more people. For me, I need to be teaching, training. I feel like I lie awake at night thinking to myself, how can I train more people? How can I educate more people? Because I feel by educating and training, you're not just making a difference to that one person. You're making a difference to the entire family that surrounds that person. People are always questioning it, interested in it. And just last year, I had Koo, I would say Koo, Tiger Brands, baked beans. They sponsored 4 students on my course, fully sponsored, accommodation and all of that. These girls have had, now chefs, have got this phenomenal exposure, experience. They've all got unbelievably excellent jobs in the industry. They've got such bright futures. And I just say, what's happening with all this money that's in the CSR, this, corporate social investment? There's so much around this that more people need to be putting it into education, because it really does change lives. Advice to young females, to young men, it's just to put your head down and work. It really is just I say to my students often that kind of 20 to 30 is the most important time of your life. You just got to put your head down, focus, and just give it your all. The person, if it's the lady on your right or the man on the left, or your chefs, just every day going to work wanting to be better, quicker, faster than each person on the side of you, to allow yourself to rise. But it really is, you've got to be focused, and you've got to know what your aims and goals are. But it's only gonna happen if you're not scared of hard work. What is that advert? I bake. I've always said that I'm very happy that I've got, obviously very happy, it doesn't express it enough, but I've got my husband, Ben, and my little baby girl who's 3. And if they weren't in my life, I think I would just literally work every minute of every day. So it's just fantastic to get this balance, to have them, and to just spend family time, whatever we're doing, if it's waking up a little bit later, which I never used to do, a little bit later with my baby girl in the morning, getting her ready. And it really is, it's like that advert is, I bake in my free time. But with my little baby girl, that's what it is. With Jasmine, we do a lot of cooking, and I think that's because, not just because I'm a chef, but that's how I was brought up. We did cook, if we were craving something sweet, we didn't go to the cupboard and have, chips and sweets. And if we wanted something, we made it ourselves. So I think most of free time is family time. Well, it was definitely a huge surprise getting the phone call to be involved in KZN Top Business Woman. It was great to get the phone call. A great surprise. I think for me, it's meeting all these women. I just want to hear all of their stories. I want to learn from them, see how I know how much I've put into my career, and each of them have done equally the same and more.